are, darling. 4 weddings. Here are Rocky 4, 5, 6.
Excuse me, I bought this video from you last Saturday.
So?
Well, I can't understand a word.
Train spotting? Not surprised. All talking in Scotch, ain't they?
No, I mean, it's the sound.
Yeah.
It's hopeless. It's absolutely hopeless.
Yeah. No trains in it either. I suppose that's my fault as well. Here you are, darling. 4.99.
Well, the picture's rubbish as well.
Well, that's your tracking, mate.
Well, it's all right on my other videos.
Tracking's touchy.
Be careful. Most pirate videos are unwatchable, and there's no comeback.
Got a receipt, eh? Got a receipt?
Look, you said last week.
Said's no good, mate. Oral contract. Not worth the paper it's printed on. Yeah, darling, 4 weddings. Train spotting. As advertised on Crime Stoppers.
Pirate videos, daylight robbery.
Hello, I'm Nick Hancock. This edition of They Think It's All Over has been specially recorded for video. However, the producers feel they must warn viewers that the next hour contains explicit footage of respected international sportsmen squabbling like 12-year-olds, and an uncensored sequence in which Rory McGrath is clearly seen wearing shorts. Do not attempt to recreate any of what you see at home. Those taking part are either highly trained professionals or too stupid to know better. This is They Think It's All Over, No Holds Barred.
Oh my word! Have you ever seen anything like that? Hey, look at that!
Problems there.
And here comes Hurst. He's got some people on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.
Hello and welcome to this special video edition of They Think It's All Over, the comedy sports quiz that makes a lovely present. And as it's a special edition, we've got some special guests. But the bad news for them is that they'll have to play alongside the usual 4 wasters. Lee Hurst, David Gower, Rory McGrath and Gary Lineker. With David and Lee, don't cheer them, it'll encourage them. With David and Lee is Britain's finest 400-metre runner, double silver medalist at the Atlanta Olympics, which means he's chased after more American bums than anyone since Liberace. Roger Black. On Gary and Rory's team, a comedy actor who should feel at home tonight, as he's used to working alongside a bloke with huge sticking-out ears. Men behaving badly is Neil Morrissey. We kick off with our excuses round, in which the teams have to tell us the pathetic reasons given to explain away sporting failure. Gary's team, you're first. Your excuse features that golden year for sport, 1974, when Manchester United were tragically relegated. Here's Liverpool sticking one in the United net, and remember, as it's a video, you can play this bit back as many times as you like. So, Gary, Rory and Neil, what was manager Tommy Docherty's excuse for Manchester United's glorious relegation to Division 2 that year?
Was there a postal strike that year which meant the referees didn't get their checks on time?
Was it... Did he give his excuse as he was too busy shagging the physio's wife, perhaps? Thank you. Good memory.
I think someone who's been convicted for driving without insurance shouldn't be so quick to criticise others.
They got off.
Oh, yeah, got off.
Excuse for Man U being relegated?
Yeah.
They wanted to bring pleasure to millions? That's a reason. I mean, that's probably the right reason.
That was a very sad day for United supporters, that they were weeping publicly in the streets of Great Yarmouth, Bournemouth, Was it because that season George Best was in charge of the interval drinks?
Any final guesses?
Oh, God, I don't really know for real. Was
it before the rule came in that referees kept playing injury time until Manchester United won? That came in last season, didn't it?
It wasn't to do with their stupid haircuts, was it? Anything like that?
In what sense, Neil?
What?
Just talk about hair for a while, Neil.
What do you know about hair?
Essentially.
Yeah, sorry, mate, I've got stacks of it. So much.
He has to have it cut and everything.
I was in the barber's the other day, and you should have seen I had more off than you've had in 20 years.
Did you drive to the barber's?
No, I took a taxi. Yeah.
Did you check if he was insured before you went?
David's team, any ideas?
I've got loads of ideas, you know what I mean? I've got this idea for, like, solar-powered street lighting.
But Lee, you've got a sort of solar panel, haven't you?
I have, indeed. Do you know, if I wear a hat, I'll stop walking. Do you know that?
Someone get him a hat before the next recording.
When you go swimming, Lee, what do you put on your head? A sort of fuzzy wig or something?
No, I'll just stick my head up your arse.
Oh, that's what it is. How much do I owe you for that?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but there's a question that we need an answer to.
Right, a question.
Hello, Rog.
Right.
I'm missing you already, actually.
Roger Black, ladies and gentlemen.
That's all I'm going to do all night, by the way. Just laugh and wait.
Laugh and wait. What, like when you're in the Olympics? I can see it now. See you, Mike.
No, it was actually, come back!
This isn't a chat show, Lee.
I want to sort something out here and now, right? Is that basically, I mean, we'll all agree Michael Johnson is a bit of a phenomenon, right? He's brilliant, right? And this guy, if it weren't for Michael Johnson, basically, for one man, he would have won the gold medal. That is a fact, right? Yeah. So, Dave, 6,000-7,000 cricketers, get rid of him, he'd have been #1. And I think you find that's the answer, Nick.
We haven't got a clue is the answer.
Just don't think you're being imaginative enough. Let's hear Tommy Docherty's actual excuse.
Go on.
We tried everything. We were blaming everyone. I was blaming myself. I was blaming the players. I looked at everything possible that I could blame. And the ultimate was really that the bus driver had to go. The conception of the bus. He was late turning up to pick up the team. He was that late, he drove so quickly that he got to the ground too early. In the away match, we were hanging about. And definitely, I think at the end of the day, that he was to blame, really, for having such a bad season.
Yes, Manchester United's 36-year stretch in the First Division was brought to an end by a bus driver. Tommy Docherty, of course, was known as Doc, or Happy, after he slept with the physio's wife, and then Sleepy shortly afterwards. OK, David, Lee and Roger, it's tennis for you. During Wimbledon in 1995, American player Murphy Jensen mysteriously vanished for a week when he was supposed to be playing in the mixed doubles. When he eventually turned up, what excuse did he give for his disappearance?
He was in the mixed doubles, and we found out his partner was also a bloke. And they tossed for it, and he had to have his bollocks chopped off.
Is the correct answer.
Did he find out he was up against a British pair, and he figured he could have a week off to return the serve?
Have Richard started singing?
He was kidnapped by aliens.
You, for instance?
It happened to me, actually. It did. You know, I was kidnapped many years ago. I was coming out of Tesco's in Bethnal Green Road, and this bright light shone on me, and it was police, actually. And I put it away, and I carried on down the road. And this alien spaceship took me away. And you know, normally they take you away because they've got, like, dying planet, they can no longer repopulate. Well, apparently they...
Normally?
Yeah, normally. You find if you talk to most of the people in my club, that's what normally happens. But this time, apparently, their planet, they were all losing their hair. Because I had a full head of hair then, you see. So they took me there, and they transplanted all my hair.
Up until then, it was believable.
It was. bus driver.
He actually went to Scotland, didn't he?
He did.
It was a pro-celebrity tournament, and he was partnering Salman Rushdie.
It's something to do with Scotland.
He did go to Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might have to give you 1 point for that. I'm not going to hand it across. I'll give you 1 point for that. Let's hear what his actual excuse was.
Well, I didn't phone in at Wimbledon because, first of all, I didn't have any British pounds. Where I come from, we use dollars and cents. And second of all, I wouldn't know a British phone box if I ran into it. Pretty stupid, huh? But I'll tell you what, incidentally, it wasn't just that. I was abducted by a busload, one of those double-deckers of just supermodels. And they took me back to Paris to party at the Barfly.
What has that got to do with Scotland?
Nick, I think you find I mentioned bus there.
And abduction.
The most important thing was that he couldn't recognise what an English telephone box looked like. So, for all of you Americans out there, our English phone boxes are red, and they have a phone inside them, and about an inch of piss on the floor. Mind you, it must be confusing for the Americans. You get stabbed, crawl into a phone box, dial the emergency code 911, and get the latest test match score. So, at the end of that first round, Gary's team have 0, and David's team have 1. OK, our next round is the photo fit round. We've taken parts from 3 different sporting faces, reassembled them into a new one, and all the teams have to tell us is which bits originally belonged to whom. David's team first, sort this one out.
I've had her.
Is it the world arse-licking champion?
Oh, no, it's Gary.
Yes, well done. I'll give you 1 point for Gary Lineker. Yes, it is in fact Gary's hair, of course, in those adverts. So I'll give you Gary Lineker for that.
The bottom half is a woman. It's Laura Davis.
It
golfer,
is.
isn't it?
Laura Davis, pictured with her tongue hanging out after she'd had a bogey at the 3rd. Rory, is that right? You're trying to get into crisp adverts? Because somebody told me that you were seen in a pub the other day asking young girls if they'd like to try your cheesy what's it.
It's got to be S. I reckon.
Is it Vivi?
Yeah.
Do you think it's Vivi?
I think it is.
You think it's Vivi?
You think it's Vivian?
It's
Viv Richards. Richards.
Yes, that's right. Viv Richards, of course, scored the fastest ever Test 100, also the highest score ever in a one-day game, and he played international football for Antigua. But he's still got a girl's name, hasn't he? Let's split them up and have a look.
Worse all that, really.
Gary Lineker, Viv Richards and Laura Davis. Well done. Gary's team, like to unstitch this one.
What the hell's that? Is this a photograph of Princess Diana during one of her sessions of colonic irrigation? I think it possibly could be.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing looks like David Platt to me.
Have you had her, Rory? What? Have you had her?
Mike Atherton at the chin there.
Mike Atherton, that's right, yeah.
Atherton's chin?
He let himself down by having dirt in his trousers, but then again, if you were facing Wasim Akram, I think you would too. Mike Atherton complained after our defeat by the Pakistanis that the pitches had been prepared to suit the Pakistani players. They were cricket pitches.
If you know the answer in the audience, don't call out.
I think the eyes are maybe Damon Hill.
Damon Hill, I'll give you that, yeah. Damon Hill, who's recently been sacked by Williams.
That's not his nose.
But it's not all bad, he gets to keep the company car. Well, it isn't the real Damon Hill, it's a papier-mâché model that was made for the Belgian Grand Prix, that's true.
I don't believe
Still
that.
got more character than Nigel Mansell, though. So you got one more to get the hair.
Is it Shazza?
It is Sharon Davis. Let's pick it up and have a look.
Leave it, man.
Shazza to her friends.
OK, so at the end of that round, Gary's team have 1 and David's team have 6. What chance have you got? This next round is called Sing When You're Winning and celebrates the art of terrace chanting. We play the opening lines of a supporter's song, stop it, and then ask our team what they reckon the next line is. David's team first. Your clip comes from Shieldfield Park, the home of mighty Berwick Rangers.
Go left, go right, go pick up sticks, go left, go right, go left. Go left, go right, go pick up sticks, go left, go right, go left. I want to be a Berwick Ranger. I want to be a Berwick Ranger.
A bit of a famous one, this. I want to be a Berwick Ranger. What could possibly come after that?
I think the dog takes up the refrain, go ruff, 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 ruff.
No.
Did I miss a rough?
Yeah.
Oh. Do they all go, I want to be a Berwick Ranger, and then Paul McKenna clicks his fingers and they go, fuck me, I feel stupid.
Does it go, I want to be a Berwick Ranger because my career in Japan didn't work out?
To give you a clue, it rhymes with Ranger.
Is it our stands, 2 cow sheds and a manger?
That's very good use of the word manger in a non-biblical context.
My career presenting Football Focus just might be in danger.
That's fighting talk. It's all right, he's got a bad You're going to stop? Look.
All right, we'll stop.
All right, then.
One chance. I'm not playing anymore.
It's a shame, because Alan Smith was just getting dressed. That old joke.
You didn't really want to come back, did you, Gary? But your toe gave out. Just I want to be a Berwick Ranger. I've got no life. Does that amaze you?
No.
This is all from personal experience. I want to be a Berwick Ranger. I've stopped buying team bags. I've bought a strainer. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, I managed to get 2 laughs off the word strainer there.
Yeah, that's right.
So over to you, Rory.
I want to be a Berwick Ranger because I live for sex and danger.
Well, thank you for handing it over to them.
Yeah.
Well done, that's virtually correct. Let's have a little listen.
I want to be a Berwick Ranger. Only live for sex and danger.
Yes! You thought I was an Arsenal supporter, but I'm in fact a Berwick Ranger.
Yeah, I want to be a Berwick Ranger, only live for sex and danger. And you can actually get both at once in Berwick because some of the sheep up there have herpes. Berwick, of course, famously recently had their record crowd. Phil, Steve and Patch all turned up. OK, so Gary's team, here's your ditty as sung by the throngs of Sunderland fans.
In your Liverpool homes, in your Liverpool homes, you talk with an accent exceedingly rare.
You talk with an accent exceedingly rare. Most of your players have shagged Danny Bear.
I think that's what it will be after Christmas.
You speak with an accent exceedingly rare. If you see a job centre, it gives you a scare. You talk with an accent exceedingly rare. You take all your clothes off and then you are bare.
You sing with an accent exceedingly rare. Most of your kids are in council care. I think they've got a nerve. Sunderland people. You talk with an accent exceedingly rare, unlike us on the other side who talk
You speak with an accent exceedingly rare. You've all got moustache and perm hair.
All got moustaches and very perm hair.
I'm going to give you 1 point for that. Let's listen to the actual official Sunderland version.
In your Liverpool homes, in your Liverpool homes, you talk with an accent exceedingly rare. You wear pink shirts with an curly hair.
The Sunderland fans taking the piss out of shell suits and curly perms. They may laugh, but in 5 years' time, that fashion will finally reach Sunderland. Sunderland's great local rivals are, of course, Newcastle, which is just a short joyride away. So, at the end of that round, Gary's team have 3 and David's team have 6. Now we come to what we believe is a great moment in the history of They Think It's All Over. It's time for our regulars to stop talking about competitive sportsmen and actually become competitive sportsmen. Some of them for the very first time, David. As we present our players in the ultimate sporting contest, the They Think It's All Over School Sports Day. By the magic of cheating, we go over live to me, Nick Hancock. Hello and welcome to the They Think It's All Over School Sports Day, which is being held here at the King's College School, which narrowly beat off a brave bid by Manchester. Now, will you please welcome the competitors? First of all, he's every inch an athlete, and believe me, that's a lot of inches, Rory McGrath. Rory McGrath here. The last time he was on a school playing field, he was mistaken for a bouncy castle. Next on the opposite team, a man who owns his own bouncy castle and indeed 100 acres of bouncy parkland, David Gower. David, of course, delighted to be here at King's College School because he was a little bit worried he might actually have to set foot in a state school. Now with David, at EastEnders, star of stage, screen and security videos, Lee Hurst. And a first for Lee, this too, the first time he's actually been inside the school's grounds without a tin of petrol and some matches. And finally, a man who scored no fewer than 48 goals for England, one of them a sizzling 3-yarder, Gary Lineker. The first race, as always, is the egg and spoon race, and the traditional rules apply. If the egg is dropped, the competitor must pick it up again on the spoon before continuing. First past the post gets 4 points, second gets 3, third gets 2, and fourth gets 1 point. And so, let the games commence.
Lane 1 in red, Gower, 2 is Hurst, 3 McGrath, 4 Lineker. Deep concentration. Oh my word, have you ever seen anything like that? McGrath is back in this event. He was banned from Egg and Spoon for 4 years after traces of glue were found. In his urine, that is. Gower in this event using the silver spoon he was born with. Lee Hurst. Anyone who's confused, the egg is the one on the spoon. And they're off and away, and Hurst is immediately in trouble, but Gower has made a brilliant start on the far side in lane 1. It's Gower. He's got about 10 yards. Lineker was in trouble. Gower has won it. McGrath is second, Lineker third, and Hurst is a long way distant back in fourth. Good performance by Gower. The egg and spoon race, there's just come in. Time for us, I think, to have a look at it in slow motion. See again. In Lee Hurst's case, at much the same speed as the first time, but Gower, who I think had a hand in deciding that this should be a left-hander's race, has absolutely run away with it. Gower wins. Lineker then ran into a bit of trouble, and McGrath came through to steal second place. 8.68, not a bad time.
A rare sight that, Britain coming in 1, 2, 3 and 4. David the winner with 4 points, Rory with 3, Gary with 2 and then Lee with 1. Well done, David. You're a grown man and you've just won an egg and spoon race. You must feel a bit of a twat.
I'd like to. Reminds me, yes. Must go mow the lawn.
Well done, David. And now on to our next event. If you'd like to get down to the start again, we're going to move on to the 3-legged race, which, of course, last time was won by Linford Christie on his own.
Now, the stewards have an important role here, getting the bindings absolutely correct. David, of course, will have fond memories of his school days here, tied to older, taller boys on many occasions. This time Rory's been tied up without paying for it. That looks pretty useful style to me. First and Gower, but McGrath and Lineker, not quite so much coordination. Too many left feet there. But they're away, and it's Hurst and Gower, absolutely nothing between them, probably because they're tied together, but they're certainly going with a lot of style. The other two, not so stylish, but coming late, and with a tremendous burst. Now, who has won that? That's going to be a photo absolutely for sure. Meanwhile, Hurst is down, and I don't know, it looks to me as though he's quite seriously hurt. He really seems to have fallen very heavily. Let's have a look from our camera behind the line and see if we can sort out exactly who finished first here. Camera just about a yard behind the finishing tape. Shows about as much as you'd expect. And then down goes Hurst, and he's still receiving treatment. I don't know whether we've got a substitute or whether a substitute's allowed. Looks to me as though he was first over the tape there, maybe with a hand. I don't know whether that's allowed. The stewards have got some deciding to do here. They've given them both pairs the same time, 11.96. So how the points will go, I don't know.
Well, there's incredible drama here that they think it's all over School Sports Day. Originally, the three-legged race was decided by the stewards to have been a dead heat, but now, having looked over the tapes over and over again, we have in fact decided that despite the fact it was a three-legged race, the winner was in fact Lee. Gary came second, David came third, and Rory came fourth. This is a first in three-legged racing. Gary, you're not happy about the result? You felt that your team won.
Don't really care, Nick.
So you're only standing in the van watching the television over and over again saying, we won, if you don't give us the points I'll cry.
Because I just wanted to see Lee's faking again, because I've never seen anything so obvious.
Yes, it was a little pathetic. But are we happy with the compromise that we've come up with? Nobody's happy. Well, that's perfect then. That's what we like to have on They Think It's All Over. Now, obviously, we like to keep everything above board, so there will be random drug testing. Rory's been chosen. Rory, random drug test, please, if you'd like to come over here. OK, tell us what you think of these. Excellent, thanks very much. A man who knows, ladies and gentlemen, Rory McGrath. And now what many people consider to be the blue-ribboned event of this, They Think It's All Over School Sports Day, the egg catching, and we've brought along England's Nasser Hussain to throw the eggs. Egg throwing and catching, is this something you do in pre-season training, Nasser?
No training.
That's what I thought. OK, well, first up, it's going to be Gary. Get an egg, please, Nasser, and let's... A lot of tension here, big crowd.
Gary Lineker will go first, starting at the 30-foot mark. He's allowed one life, that's to say one broken egg, and he gets another chance, but only one. Lineker safely through, white flag. Now McGrath, also at the 30-foot mark.
OK, Rory, that's one life down, I believe. You get another go.
Yes, he only gets one more go, though. He's absolutely on the brink here. But he will get a second chance at 30 feet. And makes it. It's huge, enormous. It's a size 1. Hurst comes next. Oh, nice clean catch. Very orthodox. Eye on the egg. Hands in front of the chest. Gower, the egg getting quite old, so we could start to see some reverse swing. And if there was, it didn't trouble him. Would have embarrassed him if he dropped it. Lineker now at 40 feet. Oh, lovely soft hands. Clearly never done a proper day's work in his life. And McGrath now. Oh, he's done it again! He's out!
And so Rory McGrath is the first faller. He's out of the competition. Tragedy for the big Cornishman.
Oh, he's taken it in good part. And they have 3 left. This is Hurst at the 40-foot mark. He looks very confident. Good style, good position at the finish, safe hands. Now David Gower. And he's done. High drama here, matching each other, egg for egg. But they're all safely through at the 50-foot mark. So now Lineker goes to 60 feet. Nasser Hussain throwing over arm now. Lineker catches right out by the boundary. Souvenir for someone. Egg on face for someone. This is Hurst, also 60 feet. If you wanted to put money on someone, Lee Hurst might be your man. Look at that. Now Gar, 60 feet, 3 clean catches so far. And that looks good. Or does it?
And again, please, Mr. Gower.
Now, surely the professional cricketer will get it right at the second attempt. Oh, but he hasn't!
He's out!
Absolute disaster for the man in Lycra. Oh, just look at the size of that lunchbox. Lineker then. 2-man race now. Lineker. Very cool. Well, if this goes on any longer, they'll be catching chickens. No sign of weakness there. First again, we've talked about his technique, but at this level, it's also about temperament. Has he got the nerve? He didn't have the technique that time. Red flag. Yeah. Oh, done it again. Oh, and he doesn't like the decision either. He wants to argue about it, but I don't think there's much doubt. And this is a matter of interest, is how England goalkeepers' jerseys are designed.
Gary, do you want to have a go for the world record? OK, it's a world record attempt. OK, keep back, please. These eggs are very dangerous. Let's get Winnie Curry.
So he's got the crowd solidly behind him. There goes the throw. Lineker underneath it, and he's made it! New world record for Gary Lineker.
The new world record holder, Gary Lineker.
That's incredible. I don't believe it. He's got underarm air. And we thought he was perfect. But there's his record, 100 not out. First, nearest to it.
Well, what a bonus for us. A world record's gone here today. Gary Lineker, Gary, please come over, has broken the world record for catching eggs at distance. Gary, was that something you thought? I know you were a talented cricketer, obviously a good footballer. Was egg catching something you thought of getting into?
Well, it was. I used to do it as a child on many occasions. I was hoping to take it up again now that I've retired from football.
Okay. Well, let's bring David over. David, ex-professional cricketer, ex-captain of England. How did you feel to be beaten by a third-rate bald comedian?
To be honest, let's be fair about this. I mean, my mate Lee did a very, very good job there. I mean, it's a team game, this. I'm delighted he did so well. I mean, just used the wrong sort of eggs. I was expecting the Reader egg. These are obviously Duke's eggs and with the wrong paint on them. So.
Do you agree with me that in many ways Gary wasn't the winner, but the sport of egg catching itself was the winner here today?
I think it's good that the sport has actually gained a lot of credibility today with someone like Gary coming out on top. You know, dressed so modestly again. I think it's going to do a lot for the sport.
And is it true that Lee's taken another injury? Gary, you were saying.
I was just going to say that that Lee has injured himself with an egg.
A sad end to a great event. Lee Hurst injured again. And now in the mid-afternoon sun, the most gruelling event of them all. The ultimate test of speed, stamina and strength. The obstacle race. First of all, our competitors are going to have to clamber underneath this net, making their way to the other end. A net, not something that Rory will have seen used very often at Arsenal. And when they get to the other end, they'll have to get one of these balls between their legs and carry it all the way to the next section without it dropping onto the floor. If it does, they have to go back and start again. Then they have to make their way along the next section of the course without their feet touching the ground. So they will be on one plant pot like that. They can't put their foot down. They have to move it and carry on like that. I can't do it, but then I don't have to. When they get to the end, it's the ancient English art of apple bobbing. They'll be clambering down here and trying to get these apples out of these bowls using only their teeth. They can't use their hands at all. If we see any foul play at all, added to these bowls of water will be a goldfish, just to make it that little bit more disgusting and difficult. So something for them to worry about there. And then with their wet faces, they have to get down to these plates, covered here in flour, and underneath there is a biscuit. They have to get the biscuit out, again, without using their hands, only their mouths, and they have to eat it. And then on to the most complicated part. There are 4 bikes here, they can choose any one, but all of them are slightly difficult to ride. I'm not going to explain what the problems are, but they'll find out soon enough. They'll go through the cones on the bikes, a very exciting part of the race this, and then each of them has their own discipline then to attend to. First of all, Gary, who will be in this lane, will be coming along and having to explain to this Japanese gentleman here the LBW rule, using the Japanese that he learnt, obviously, when he was at Grand Passage. I'll just check, do you know anything about LBW? No. Well, that'll be difficult for Gary, I imagine. Then Rory, this very much the strongest part for him. He has to eat this full English breakfast as quickly as he can, so he'll be quick enough there. Lee has to get this wig here onto his head, again without using his hands, using only his teeth and possibly one of his ears. And finally, David will have to put on this bow tie beautifully and neatly, as I know he will, and as quickly as possible. And then through here for the winners. And I'm very keen to see what injury Lee will pick up.
2 events left, and it's getting tense, and they're away. Under the net, in Lineker's case, close to the net, where he spent most of his career. Gower has come through quickly, so too has McGrath. Balls between their knees now, it's Linford all over again. Next the flower pots. Hurst has had to go back. Flower pots incidentally supplied by the Whitley Bay Garden Centre, the official garden centre of the school sports day. This is likely to be a demonstration sport at the next Olympics. It will be if the Americans are any good at it. It's a matter of improvisation and maybe innovation. Now, what's Hurst up to? Here, look. He's come up with an entirely new technique here. Now, the judges are going to have to decide if this is legitimate because he's walking away with it. He's coming to the apples. Now, teeth only, and they have to be your own teeth. Done the apple, going for the biscuit, and in case you're worried about the white powder, it is in fact flour, as the producers discovered when they paid £60 a gram for it. He's on the bicycle. He'll have a problem here. He's picked the one where the handlebars go one way and the wheel goes the other. Rory McGrath is back at the apple in the mouth bit. It's like a medieval banquet back there. Lineker is on the one with the wobbly wheels, and he's coming to the Japanese. Now, he knows a lot of Japanese phrases. Sorry, I missed the open goal. My toe hurts. Which way airport? But look here, it's Hurst with the wig, and he's going to win. And that wig is actually made from Lee's own hair that's fallen out over the years. Unfortunately, none of it from his head. Now, this is McGrath, way back down the course, having trouble with the breakfast. Probably a mistake to eat 5 of them in training. Artistic impression doesn't come into this, but it should do in tying the bow tie. Gower finding it a bit difficult. He normally gets his manservant to do it for him. There he is, over the line with McGrath. White powder all over his face. For a minute I thought it was Barbara Cartland. But there is the winner. He did it with his eyes closed. Lee Hurst with Lineker a day back, Gower and McGrath trailing.
Well, the excitement is almost unbearable. Let's call over a couple of our fantastic competitors. Rory and Lee, if you'd like to come over. Look a picture, Rory, if I may say so.
Thank you, Nick. A bit of flower pot tampering going on there, I think, from Lister Hurst.
Well, you may say that, but then again, you know, it's like the Fosbury flop. You've used a new technique and it's been very successful. Is it something you've worked on?
Something I've been working on for some time. I started with window boxes, and I heard they were flower pots. I was a bit nervous because obviously window boxes a lot bigger. But I had to win because there was a good prize at the end for me.
For me, you know, because I want to have the biscuit and the apple after the breakfast. I wanted the breakfast to be floating around in the bowl, really.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes, you know, but you knew the rules, you know, that's what you come here to compete for. So still very exciting, and the final race, I believe, the sack race. How do you feel about that?
Very confident in the sack race.
Well, I think we're all looking forward to the sack race, and who wouldn't? So, stay with us.
Well, they're all going to be on their toes here because this competition is still wide open. Lineker has been at pains to deny that he's been sponsored by anybody. These are just items he happened to have in his wardrobe. And in case you're worried about waste, I can assure you that all these sacks will be recycled. They're going to be used to drown puppies in. So Gower has started well. Lineker has started even better. McGrath in third. Hurst well back and hasn't got the technique right at all. Lineker going well. McGrath has gone down. That will give Hurst a chance. Lineker coming clean away. Oh, he's showboating now. He's going to go over the line backwards and still does it with yards to spare over Gower. McGrath has come in third, having got up from the fall, and Hurst never came to terms with it. Tremendous performance from Lineker. He was already showing the technique of the champion here. And look at Gower. Man and Hessian in perfect harmony. That's enough about the hairpiece. Down then goes McGrath, and the sad news is that he had to be put down. Race officials went up and told him he was a useless cut bucket. Lineker really knew he'd got this in the bag, so to speak. And over the line with something to spare. 16.8, a second and a half clear of David Gower. McGrath and Hurst won't want to look at their times.
Well, what an incredible afternoon of sporting activity here at King's College School in Wimbledon. And the scores, as we can see here, Gary is the overall winner on 16, but not very well helped by Rory, his teammate, with 8. And so, in fact, the team winners are David and Lee with 26 to 24 from Rory and Gary. Well done to David and Lee. Let's bring them all over. In many ways, they're all winners, and in many ways, they're all losers too. Gary, you're the overall winner, but you'll take no pleasure in that, obviously, because your team were runners-up. How did you feel that the day went?
Well, as a footballer, obviously...
Ex-footballer.
Ex-footballer, which is a team sport. I obviously only care about my own performance, yes. So I'm absolutely delighted.
And really, you may as well have not turned up.
Disappointing. I've been trying to get up to 16 stone, you know, for the sumo event and the and the ladies mud wrestling, so I'm disappointed they all got dropped.
I know it's not about medals, but now at the end of the day we do have our medal ceremony, so if you'd like to make your way over and enjoy the national anthems. Well done, lads. Sad as you like. And now the moment when all that hard work comes to fruition, when all the dreams come true. It's the medal ceremony. And our winner is, of course, Gary Lineker. Well done, Gary.
Now, this will be the tricky part, getting the medal over his ears. What about Lee Hurst? Showing contempt for the gold medal like a Black Panther. Except he's not black. More remotely like a panther. For Gower, it was always going to be a toss-up between gold and silver, but he's decided to wear the silver one for the medal ceremony. And Rory McGrath. Not bad for a fat bloke.
I'm sure you'll all agree we've all enjoyed a fantastic sporting occasion. I, for instance, was at the England-Holland game, and I haven't enjoyed myself so much this afternoon.
And as this lovely summer's day draws to a close, the stars graciously pause to sign autographs for their adoring fans.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gower. Do tell me, where do you get your hair done?
You cannot believe the pathetic bickering that went on that afternoon. Well, despite Gary's individual victory, the team event, as you heard, was won by David and Lee, so as a reward for a gruelling afternoon's endeavour, that's 1 point to your side.
Just the 1 point?
Yeah.
All day?
That's right, that's sort of the joke.
Dodgy ribs. Dodgy ribs, 1 point.
Yeah, big Lee. Lee was the other side on the day.
Dodgy ribs.
Now, before we move on to the next round, I have some important and rather sad news. We've all just seen Gary Lineker proving himself without equal when it comes to school sports. However, our long-range cameras, as opposed to our short-sighted officials, picked up this deeply disappointing footage during the obstacle race. In lane 1, Gary Lineker is blatantly seen using his hands to pick up the plate of flour in clear and flagrant breach of the rules. The They Think It's All Over disciplinary committee has subsequently decided that Gary Lineker is to incur a worldwide ban from all obstacle racing for 4 years.
Yes.
Cheating again.
Promise.
Good at the egg catching, though. You were very good at that. Yeah.
Very good. Wasn't he good?
Living on past glories again, Gary. So, at the end of that, Gary's team have 3 and David's team now have 7. So on with the competition. It's time now for the teams to grapple with technology and wield their electronic pencils. We're going to show our teams a photograph of King Slappy himself, Sir Bobby Charlton. In the Valley of the Bull, the man with 2 bits of hair is king.
That's David for you.
We've digitally... I can't say digitally. We've removed part of Bobby's famous hair, and it's our team's task to recreate the Charlton hairstyle as originally shown in this picture. Gary, Rory and Neil, you're the first to go.
I just want to point out a little bit of something Bobby learnt at Manchester United here. This hand coming in here is the referee, and there's just a little envelope full of cash there being handed over. As for the hair, well, the hair's here, look. Little Christmas joke for the children there.
Is that it? Is that your best effort?
No. Is it this, Gary?
Yeah, that's
I think...
What?
Hang on. I think you need a bit of an edge, mate. Say fuck.
My mum's going to buy this video.
Your mum's not going to
You're
buy
not going to give her it? It's official. Gary Lineker will make his mother buy his own video so that he gets 20p.
It's 20p?
I don't know. That's what I'm getting, mate.
I mean, we all know about the strands, but was this a windy day? And they were all going like...
Yeah, I think you're right there, mate.
Well, let's get rid of those and let David's team have a go.
I just want to say for people at home, I don't know how this message is going to get through to you, but my advice, right, because this is going to be quite pricey, this video, right, leave it a few months, be in Blockbusters, rent it for $1.99, tape it, copy it, give it to your mates.
The problem is, if they're watching it, they've probably bought it already.
Good thinking, Batman. OK, your round of friends, they've hired it, copy it off of them. Or, the other good thing about a video is you buy it as a present, watch it yourself and then give it to them. It's brilliant, isn't it?
This isn't Watchdog.
One thing we didn't have was, in fact, his toupee, in fact, which he was wearing in 1970, is actually in this player's hand here. Because it was actually... This machine's going crazy.
So he had a toupee.
He had a toupee.
Based on the Starship Enterprise.
What, of course, is important is the muzzle.
It's not Hannibal Lecter.
No, it isn't, Nick. It's just a sexual thing with Dave.
No, not too much.
No.
Oh, dear.
This could be, like, early on in his career, and he still had a full head of hair. He used to be blonde.
He actually looks like he's got knitting in his hair now.
Well, that was his mum, bless her. She felt so sorry for him. That
she gave him a tea cosy.
She used to knit him hair. My mum used to do it.
She could have taken the needles out, though, couldn't she?
Yeah, just stick it on. You're a fool, you just nail it in. And he was ahead of his time, because his mum, she used to knit him a perm.
Let's get rid of that, and let's see how his hair actually was during
Flaps over
1970.
here.
That's Egypt.
Move the scribbling. Here's his real hair.
There it is. There it is, look. It's just there.
You just drew that in.
OK, well, I think we'll have to give it to Gary's team. 1, because he's losing, and 2, because he was better than you. So, at the end of that round, Gary's team have 6, and David's team have 7. The next round highlights some of the most disastrous mistakes made by sportsmen and women during their careers. It's our autobiographies round. The team's simple job is to identify the culprits. David's team, who do you suppose wrote these words of wisdom?
We've had a 2-bedroom department at Playa Mar, just outside Torremolinos, for the past 10 years. It's really swish. So good that if we could find an apartment like it anywhere near Leeds, we'd snap it up and live there.
Is it Roger de Courcy and Nookie Bear?
I'll give you a clue, it's a sports person.
I'm sorry, you just give us about 6 lines to go on and we're supposed to guess who wrote it.
Why not give you the whole book?
I have a
It'll say his
suspicion.
name on the front.
I have a suspicion.
Who? You got a suspicion?
I've got a suspicion.
Yeah, go on.
I think it's someone called Raymond.
Possibly.
Illingworth.
Raymond Illingworth is the correct answer, indeed. It is. The answer was indeed former chairman of England cricket selectors Ray Illingworth from his book The Tempestuous Years 1979 to 83. Ray Illingworth frequently takes his holidays in Spain. You'd think he'd want to get away from donkeys after a summer with the England team. So, Gary's team, who is this?
None of the courts was indoors, and winters were freezing. It's impossible to play in snow and ice-cold rain. It isn't good for the body, not to mention the balls.
None of the courts was indoors. Is it the Arsenal squad?
Is it that famous occasion when Margaret Court and her family went with Mike and Bernie Winters with Peter Snow and Elle Macpherson, the body, to spend Christmas at Alan Ball's house? None of the courts are indoors, the winters are freezing, it's impossible to play in snow, isn't good for the body, not to mention the balls.
I think that's a very reasonable explanation.
No.
Well, a tennis player.
Who's
someone
written a book? Tim Henman wouldn't have. Tim Henman, the early years? No.
No, it couldn't be. I reckon it's some European player who's moved off to America for the finer climes. Who did that?
Lendl?
Lendl?
No.
Boris Becker.
Any ideas?
It's not my guess.
Well, then, not really.
There's no point in whispering, you're on television. You're being filmed.
Could be. Listen, I don't want to get paranoid, but we're being watched. I don't like it. Call the police. Neil, you know them.
I reckon it will probably be Monica Seles.
Is the correct answer.
Yeah, shut up, my face. It's a thing.
Yes, it was indeed the old grunter herself, Monica Seles, from her book imaginatively called Monica. She was stabbed in the middle of a match. She didn't get any medical attention for several minutes because when she said, "Ugh," they thought she was practising her serve. So, at the end of that round, Gary's team have 6 and David's team have 11. It's time now for our teams to fumble with the famous as we play Field of Sportsmen. David, Lee and Roger, up you get, if you'd like to go up now.
3-way.
Yeah. In this round, our teams are blindfolded and have to identify a mystery sporting personality by touch alone. So can we have our first... Can you get in the blindfold?
I've worked out how to win this one.
Lee?
Yeah, I'm ready, Nick. Oh, Eric, oh! I can't see a thing.
Lee, if you don't put that blindfold on, you're going to be getting another injury, mate. All right? Ooh. And can we have our first mystery guest, please? OK, your 90 seconds start now.
That's me.
Who's that? Is that you? It's you?
Yeah. Here he is.
You don't get a point for finding him, Roger.
Hang on. You warming up? Pick it up. Hang on. It's an umpire.
Is it a world anorexic champion?
Well, who is it? Harold? Is it Harold? Good calves.
What
Good
name,
calves.
please, David?
So Harold, how long have we got?
2 more seconds.
Well, Harold Dennis sticking to his chums.
Well done.
Gotta be.
I'm surprised, David.
It's all over. They've got it.
OK, lads, thank you.
I never gave him out LBW, he never got his pads in front.
It's the first time in a long time you've looked up, seen Dickie Bird and not had to go back to the pavilion, isn't it?
Never gave me out, never gave me out, he said.
Never umpired when you were playing, then? What? OK, gentlemen, if you'd like to go up there.
Difficult. Are you whinging again?
Yep.
Oh.
Gary and I had a practice in the dressing room beforehand. Feeding each other up. He thought I was Fat and Whitbread, I thought he was Prince Charles. Roger, is it true about Fat and Whitbread? In the random drug test? She couldn't give a urine sample because she had a hard-on.
OK, can we have our second mystery guest, please? OK, your 90 seconds start now.
Where? Oh. Jesus. Someone's short. Oh, it's a bloody chimney sweep.
It's a wrinkly old bag.
Oh, hang on, we're talking ponytails.
Nice. It's a woman.
Is it a question? No.
It's a woman.
Oh, is it? I don't know. Well, it's good here, really. Hi. I don't really care who you are. This is nice, isn't it?
It's a woman with an iron, which I think is very important.
Hope it's not Fat and Whitbread, Roy.
Oh, hang on. We're down to shorts here. Yeah. Ow, that's me.
Any clues, Nick?
No, I haven't got a clue.
Shall I give you a really big clue because you're losing?
Yeah.
It's Nick Faldo's second favourite fanny. Absolutely correct. Well done, Gary.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. You all right? Oh, Lord. Now you tell me. Well, you know, we'll be there.
That's right.
OK, so at the end of that round, Gary's team have 9 and David's team have 14. And we finish with the decider, the heart-stopping name game. One team member has an envelope containing a list of sporting names, and using all of his fund of sporting knowledge, he gives clues to his team members, who have 90 seconds to guess as many names as they can. You can't pass on any name, and rhyming clues are not allowed. So 400-metre runner, the girls in the audience want to get him in the sack, wouldn't be allowed. So the winning team goes first, which is David's team. Must be a bit unusual for you, Roger, not coming second. You've got 90 seconds, and your time starts now.
You commentate with him.
Jeffrey Boycott.
Jeff Boycott. Correct. You come second to him.
Michael Johnson.
Famous footballer, Brazilian, one name.
Pele.
Correct. Surname, surname, it's a bit like Fanny we just had on, really. First name...
Pussy Law. No.
If he could, he's a German footballer, he's in the Euro 96, right, and he had a really dodgy name, and everybody said, oh, we can't pronounce that properly, it's a bit rude, like that. The first name is like Stephen, but that foreign sounding
Stefan,
one.
yeah.
Correct.
Stefan Kuntz.
Correct, well said, well said. You heard it here first. Second name, French tennis player, and his first name is
Henri
like...
Lecomte.
Shut up! First name is like Penny for the...
Guy Forget.
Correct. Oh, that was very...
Yeah, thank you.
This is the guy who threw the eggs at us. The guy who threw the eggs at us.
Nasser Hussain.
Correct. Oh, God.
You weren't there.
This one, apparently this woman does. And you'd find her on the top of a building, like if you walk on the top... Yeah, that's her first name. And the second name is...
Ruth Can. Ruth Will.
Near enough, she would, yeah. And, check. Correct. Next one, surname is the devil, but the other one.
Satan.
Correct. And the first name is, oh, God. The first name is looking in the thing. You look in the thing,
Mirror Satan.
Yeah. And the second part of this...
Is he not called Mirror for short, though?
No.
The Beelzebub.
For short.
For short, yeah. He lives in a parallel dimension where our laws do not apply.
I wish you were fucking there. Right. OK, so you've gone up to 21 points, which means, Gary, that you need quite a lot, actually. 12 to draw level. OK, Rory, good luck.
Good go, son.
90 seconds start now.
Aston Villa player, don't let him take a penalty, Terry.
Yeah.
Correct. Golden Bear, golfer, American.
Jack Nicklaus.
Snooker player, surname, a colour, powder, you put it up your nose, put it on your hand.
Jimmy White.
Jimmy White, yeah. Pakistani bowler, used to be...
Wasim Akram.
That's right. British tennis player, crap, needless to say. Surname, lots of penises.
Cox.
Mark Cox, yeah. I think this guy's a wrestler, he drives a hearse, buries people.
Oh, the Undertaker.
Undertaker, yeah. This German weightlifter. His name is Knob backwards. But you can't do it.
Bonk.
Yeah, Dreg backwards.
Gerd
Bonk, yeah. Don't know who this bloke is. His surname describes your advertising career.
Crisps.
His Christian name is a painter, did the Sistine Chapel on the bathroom.
Michelangelo.
Crispy.
Crispy. Yeah,
Who's?
Excellent, yeah.
You put it in your mouth, you suck it, it's a racehorse. Havana. Cigar.
Oh, well.
Croat footballer, not football, tennis player.
Goran Ivanisevic.
I don't know this bloke. His first name is the same as the Norman King, the Conqueror.
William.
William. The second name is the little animal that fox hunters chase.
Fox.
Third name is where the orchestra is in the William Fox Pitt. Lawrence, actor Lawrence
Olivier.
Olivier is the.
Newton John.
I got the acting one.
Harold the Conqueror.
I'm going to give you the Fox one because you've lost anyway. So, at the end of that round, and indeed the end of the game, Gary's team have 20 and David's team have 21. So that school sports day was all worth it, you see. 1 point. So thanks very much to David Gower, Lee Hurst and Roger Black, and Gary Lineker, Rory McGrath and Neil Morrissey. We're all off down to the video shop to swap this for Police Academy 12. My name's Nick Hancock. They think it's all over. It is now.